guys, it's Treasure and welcome back to my chest. In the last video I said welcome back to my channel and it irked the shit out of me, but I'm not about to fucking restart a whole video just for that, so I'm just gonna have to live with it. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about something concerning my mother because we had a conversation not that long ago and I just felt the need to share this conversation and share these things. And yeah, so I was honest with my mom about the fact that the chances I stay at the job that I'm at right now are very fucking low, and I don't care that I'm sharing it on the internet because I was pushed to my limits, and like at this point these people should fucking expect that I ain't got that long left staying there because they're about to drive me crazy. And basically, like, I told my mom that after this job, there's no way in hell that I'm looking for another job. Like, there is no way in hell that I am putting myself through retail or a 9-to-5 again. I have gotten literally at least 10 jobs in my life, and it's the same loop. It's always the same issues that come back, and if it's not the same exact issues, it's gonna be different problems. And I am fed up putting all my energy and all my skills and all my potential into a company that do not give a fuck about me when I can use all those skills and this potential and all the things that I have learned from the years and years of me working at other people's companies for myself. Okay, we live in a day and age where a lot of people are self-employed, a lot of people, you know, are doing their own thing, and like I'm pretty sure that I can find a way to do my own thing. And yeah, it's fucking scary and it's stressful, but like I'm done. I'm really done because every time I start a new job, I'm like seeing this place with rose-colored glasses. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be different. This is gonna be amazing. And then, you know, they end up just disappointing me, and I'm sick. I'm sick of getting back into this loop, so I'm fucking done with this. And, you know, I was talking about this to my mom, and my mom started getting worried because she's my fucking mom. And then she's like, how are you gonna pay your bills if you don't have a job? How are you gonna do? And I was like, I don't know. I was honest with her. I was like, I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out, because most of the time things get figured out and we find a solution. And like I am so like fed up right now that like I'm gonna put all my energy into making sure that, you know, I can pay my bills and pay my rent, and then we'll see for the rest. You know, I might be super fucking broke for long, but I went through it last year. I'm not scared to go through it again. So you know. And anyways, we were talking about this, and like I was honest with her, and I told her my plans. Like I told her that like if like my plan was to pursue content creation, to pursue like the things that I wanted to do for myself. And at the time she was just like, okay, but like she looked like she was stressed because obviously I don't have like a steady income that is not reliant on the government or my job right now. So it's like, you know, it's obvious that she's gonna fucking stress out. And she didn't say anything crazy the first time, but then there was a second time where she brought back the subject, and she's like, what are you gonna do? And I was just like, we had this conversation. I told you what I'm gonna do. I said I'm gonna pursue content creation more seriously. I'm gonna pursue the things I've been talking about for years more seriously and take the leap. And then she looked like she had like a weird vibe to her. So then I looked at her and I was like, is there a problem with like me pursuing this, me doing this? And then she was like, like, I'm not judging you, and I understand like that you want to do this, but I just don't get it. And I was like what don't you get? Because like my mom is subscribed to my YouTube channel. Do I know if she watches my video? I have no fucking idea if she actually watches the videos, if she actually watched any of them. But I wanted to put that for context. Like she could literally see this video that I am, you know, but it's not like I'm shit talking my mom. Like I just want to share. And now that I'm thinking of it, I'm like, me sharing this is she's probably not gonna be down for this, but whatever. Anyways, so the conversation we were having, I was like, do you have a problem? And then she's like, well, I just don't get it. And like she was talking about how she has gotten to a point where with social media where she's just fed up with it. She is fed up with it because everyone's on their phones, everyone's always on social media constantly. She can't have like conversations with people anymore. She can't have like, you know, just good moments with people because everyone is just on their phones, and just social media, she has gotten to the point where it's driving her crazy. She just doesn't get it. And then that's valid because I feel I get it. I can understand where she comes from because I feel these things as well. Even if I'm like on my phone all the time, because I have a phone addiction, and I'm gonna be honest about it. I know that I have a phone addiction, and like sometimes I catch myself like doom scrolling, like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? So it's like, I know, like, I'm self-aware that I have an issue, but I can still, you know, be like, yeah, phones and short content and all this shit is a fucking problem. But then she said to me that she didn't understand how people could go on the internet and be vulnerable and talk about their personal stuff and be so open on the internet and say all these things because they should be keeping these things for themselves. And like, she was just like, I don't get it. Like, and she looked like really like irked by people on the internet, basically like me, that are vulnerable and that are sharing their stories and that are sharing quote unquote private things about themselves on the internet. And she's like, the internet is scary. I don't think like you should be doing this. And like, I was kind of like frustrated and kind of disappointed when she said that, because like I can understand your point of view, and I can get that there's some people on the internet that they push it and that they're maybe to extremes, because she's like, you know, people lying, people making up shit. And she was talking about like a whole ass like part of like content creators as a whole, and just it being toxic and not being good for you. And I'm like, like I said, I'm just disappointed that she said that, but at the same time, I feel like I need to prove to her that like it's not all bad. It's not all bad to share stuff about yourself on the internet and everything, because I have noticed that it builds community. You know, it helps people when you are being honest about the things that you have gone through, because it gives other people hope. Am I like super 100% comfortable sharing like things that I have gone through, traumas, mistakes that I have made, you know, like a bunch. I've shared a lot on this channel. There's things that I haven't really gone in detail about, but like when I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of things that I have shared on the channel that are pretty vulnerable and that are pretty like, you know, I have videos where I'm literally crashing out and crying over stupid things, and I'm like, sometimes I want to take them off, and I'm just like, no, because I'm showing that I am a real fucking human being and that I am going through real human being things. Okay, we are in a day and age where fucking AI is taking over. So, you know, we are in the age of authenticity. I am like, the people that I watch, I'm not watching no people that are using generative AI. Like, I'm watching people that are like me, that are talking to a camera, and that are, and even the more that I'm like watching content, the less I'm watching people that are like too YouTube like hey guys, welcome to my channel, if you want to subscribe, this is what I do here. And like, you know, like they just like are too brand-ish. Like, even I go for things that are more authentic. So, you know, I want to share my authenticity. And like, how could I say, I've known for so long that like I was meant to be in the public eye, and that the things that I will be creating and that I will be doing will bring me to the public eye, because I'm just that bitch. So like, I'm not as scared. Like, yeah, I'm scared when things are gonna start fucking, you know, happening for me, but I'm not as scared as my mom seems to be. And like, I've been worrying my mom. Like, I've been telling my mom, like, girl, I'm about to be famous, I'm about to be rich, I'm about to be this and this and that. You better get ready, because once that starts, it's not gonna stop. So you better be like mentally prepared. And to have her talk about her worries and not be the worries that I expected, I'm just like, damn, okay. Because like, if my mom would have been worried about me making content creation and like becoming famous and all that shit, I would have thought that like she would have been talking about like, you know, safety issues, you know, privacy issues. But like, technically she is talking about privacy issues, but like not in the way that she talked about it. It's more like kind of icked by people being vulnerable and sharing their stories online, which to me, I really do not have the same opinion, and I feel like it's very like empowering, and it helps people to know that you're not alone. Like, I have gone through some fucked up shit, and when I went on the internet, you know, trying to escape from them, and I would find people online that talked about their stories and that gone through things that I have gone through or similar things, and they were giving me tips or, you know, saying that like they were a certain way before and then they got to this, like it helps. So I'm like, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm doing this for myself because I fucking love hearing myself talk apparently, and I love just sharing myself with the world. But like most of what I do, it's not only for myself, it's for the people. Like, I have a higher purpose, and that's why I'm doing this. I don't do this only for myself. I do this because I know that I will have an impact, and that I need to fucking 11 o'clock fucking confirmation. I need to do this, and I need like, and I'm working on this recently to kind of be more selfless and remember that like, just when I'm in my head to be like, why are you in your fucking head? Like, we're not doing this. We're not only doing this for you, bitch. We're doing this for the people that need you. So get your fucking shit together. Get your shit together. I have believed since I was a child that I was meant for more. And the things that some of my friends have told me recently just keep confirming that this is my higher purpose. I've had my roommate the other day, well, multiple times, let me know that like the reason that she is able to be so confident and believe so much in her dreams and be so like driven to follow her dream is because of me. And that she would never have been in a place to be as driven as she is right now if she wouldn't have had me in her life, because I have influenced her so much with my belief in myself, in my dreams, and me being like, hey bitch, you can also do it. And it influenced her to be pretty much like me. Like, and even sometimes she's even more excited about things, and she has even told me like, girl, if I'm here, like, you need to put it up a notch, because you're not, you know, as intense as you were. So like, if she's over here like getting as fucking like ambition and excited about me as like believable of her dreams, I know that I am able to do this with other people. It's not going to be only the people in my life. Like, I want everyone to, like, I don't, like, that's the fucking point of life. What else is the point of life if it's not to fucking go after your dreams? What else is the point then? Why are we here? We were sent here for a reason. And the only difference between me and you, if you're not like feeling the same way, is that like, I've known about my purpose and about like, well, obviously I haven't known like my purpose 100% exactly what it was, but I have known since I was young that I was here for a reason, and there was something that was going to come out of me. And maybe the only difference between me and you is that you haven't known about it. Maybe deep down, very, very deep in you, you are here because you have a reason and you have a purpose. But because of the environment that you grew up in, the things that you have gone through, you just have never felt it and known about it. And like, that's why we need people like me, or people that are, you know, the ones that are already celebrities that have had the same mentality as me before they even fucking blew up, to let everyone know, hey, follow your fucking dreams, bitch. And it's not impossible. And I know that I am like in the 3D, I'm not where I want to be, but I know that I'm gonna get there no matter what. And that's why I am filming, and that's why I'm sharing my fucking life, because I want proof. I want proof somewhere that I had a normal fucking life, that I'm not a fucking industry plant, that things are just gonna pick up eventually, because I believe in my fucking self, and I never fucking let myself down. Like, with that, I always fucking believed in myself, and I know that it's going to fucking happen. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know how, you know, what, but it's going to fucking happen. And me doing this right now, and, you know, having this channel is me sharing what's fucking going on right now. And all the things that I've gone through. Because the other day I was like, man, I feel like maybe I talk too much on my channel and I'm not sharing the things that I should be sharing, but I am, because in the past year or two, I have gone through so much self-growth that I never expected that I would go through. I have learned so many things about myself. I have noticed so many things about myself. And maybe in my head, I may think that all this stuff that I am sharing is unnecessary, but it is not. It is not, because these are all things that were necessary for me to advance mentally, to advance spiritually, and for me to be like, damn, okay, like all these things that I have gone through in the past year or so, even if it was fucking shit, even if, you know, like there was a lot of pain, there was a lot of ups and downs, I have learned a lot of lessons, and I've learned a lot about myself that make it better for me in the future. Like, I've been complaining about analytics, blockage, a bunch of things for months and months and months. The more I complain about it, the more I realize things, the more that I, you know, think about other things. Like, I am working through it. I'm working through all these things. Like, I'm finally detaching from things that I was obsessed with last year. And now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I was obsessed for years with analytics and monetizing my channel. And for the past few days, and like, I've been like, I don't care. Like, my point anymore is not to monetize my channel. And that was my fucking goal last year. My point is not to go fucking crazy. My point is just to go after my dreams. And I made a video that it's probably going to be posted before this one, where I finally admit to myself the things that I want to do with my life and the things that I have been passionate about that I haven't gone after. And see, like, for me to get to this point in time, for me to think about these things and go through these things and have these realization, I had to go through all the things that I have gone through in the past year and the past year before that. You have to go through all the fucking bullshit so you can come out with clarity. You know? I needed to go back to a fucking retail job that I thought that I was gonna love, and then I started hating, for me to finally be like, okay, I'm done with this. You know what I mean? Because when I started the last job that I have, I was like being like, finally I found a retail job that is something I'm passionate about, that is something that is gonna work with my content, that is something that is gonna, you know, I made friends there. I was like, damn, that's like the perfect retail job for me. And no, I came back to the same situation as my other job. But now I was pushed to my limits to be like, okay, now I trust myself to take a full jump and to take the leap and to just throw myself with no job and all do my shit and try to figure my shit out. I wouldn't have been able to do that last year, but now I can. So all this for initially starting to talk about my mother and basically explaining that there is value in people being vulnerable and sharing their stories on the internet, because you can help people. And my mom has some work to also do on herself, and I'm trying to push her to start working on herself, because she needs it. Like, self-work, like, and self-help, like, don't underestimate the power that it can have. Obviously sometimes you can fall in a rabbit hole, but like, if you're ready to put your ego on the side and to, you know, ask yourself questions, put yourself, you know, when you do things, to be able to admit that you did something wrong, and then and to learn from the mistakes, like, mentally it's just gonna go up. And at the end of the day, you're not gonna get the things that you want if you don't do the work on yourself. Because if you do get them while you haven't done the work on yourself, you will get them, but you won't be able to keep them. And imagine how horrible it would be to finally achieve your dreams, and because you are, you know, you still have like icky mentalities and limiting beliefs, you end up just losing it all. Like, that couldn't be me. I can't. Like, I've been wanting my dreams for years and years and years, but once I have them, I'm keeping them. So if I need to do a shit ton of work right now, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I don't give a fuck what people think. My mom can be worried all she wants, but I know what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not gonna stop sharing what I have gone through on the internet just because she's worried about it. Because, Mom, when I'm starting popping off, best believe you not gonna complain no more. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.